Drop in back on the chat. Let me know if you are back from the lunch break. Perfect. Tanishq, yes, you will be receiving the custom GPT agent that we have built out, which will help you ask questions from day one and day two. We are going to update it with the transcript of day two as well, and we will share it with everyone. I will talk about all of those things towards the end of today when we have a graduation for this entire mastermind as well. And there are multiple resources and bonuses that we will be talking about towards the end of today. But before we get there you go. People's hungry fingers have already started asking questions about certificate and all of that. Prachi, yes, you will be receiving the certificate after you complete this particular session. Like I said, everybody who completes the entire mastermind are the ones who will be earning the certificate of this mastermind. And you will also be getting a lot of resources, but I'm not going to be talking about all of that right now because we have one more session to go, and everybody who completes this session as well will be having a bonus session happening tomorrow. And after this particular session, I will go ahead and give more context about what the bonus session is going to be all about and everything around that. But are you all ready to get started with the session on AI automations? Drop in ready on the chat if you are ready. And I do not want anybody to ask me any operational questions for the next 2.5 to 3 hours from now. We have already had a long day. Wonderful. Wonderful. Now that you're giving me that commitment and you're on the same page as me, let me go ahead and set context for what this session is going to be about and how you should go about consuming it. You see, we started the whole mastermind yesterday, and we started it by learning about different AI models. And then we, of course, saw that there are these AI models for image and video. Today, when we got started, we saw that we can build bots on top of these AI models itself and give them very specific instructions and have these bots run the way we would want them to run. And we looked at the markdown prompting structure. We also looked at what these system prompts can essentially help us with. But everything that we did until this point of time in this mastermind requires human effort. It requires the intervention of a human being. Even if it's a custom GPT that we are talking about, there should be a human being at the end of it who is always going ahead and typing their input in. But what we are going to be learning right now is how can we remove the human being completely out of the picture after the initial setup? And once the human being comes out of the picture, can the system run on its own in a loop that is very well defined by us? That is what an automation is. And through this session, you will also understand the difference between an automation and an AI agent. To simply put the difference of both of these in front of you, an AI agent is slightly different because it also thinks logically while performing tasks. But an automation, which we are going to go very deep into in this particular session, is basically a whole journey that you're setting up based on a logical flow that you will be building. In this session, you will get a complete understanding of how to build the logical flow first and then transform that logical flow into an automation using a no-code platform. Now, I know that there are a lot of techies attending this, lot of software engineers, people who write code attending this at this point of time. And you might be like, funny, automations have always been possible. What new thing are you going to teach us in today's session? Well, automations have always been possible. That is right. But it was only possible by writing code. Today, it is possible without writing a single line of code. And in the automation scenarios, you can also have the same large language models work and do things for you, right? So let's say you're building an automation flow. You can have OpenAI's ChatGPT as one module inside the automation flow, and this AI module or the LLM module that you will be putting in can do certain tasks for you based on the instructions that you would be providing. While I did say that this session could be slightly technical, it does not require us to write a single line of code. When I said that there could be a few technical topics that we would be covering in this particular session. Those topics revolve around APIs and a few other technical terms that you might come across, only for you to understand how the backend systems of these automations would work and how you can enable communication between two or multiple tools for them to be able to communicate with each other inside an automation flow. Now, one thing that I will tell you, and as Dilip, who is going to lead this entire session, takes over, he will simplify this entire thing, whatever I mentioned, into very, very simple terms so that all of you are able to pick it up. But one recommendation that I would give to you is that this session is going to go on for about 2.5 hours from now. And everything, every step that we are going to be teaching you in this particular session is important. If you end up missing out on one or two steps at the beginning, the rest of the steps will not make sense to you. So all these steps are interconnected when you are learning about automations. Second thing that I would like to tell you is that automations is a skill that gets better with practice. There could be a lot of you who are seeing an automation scenario for the very first time. As we go deeper into it, even if you're feeling slightly overwhelmed, it is fine to feel overwhelmed, right? We have all been there as well. We have all felt the same way, but we got out of that feeling much later. So if you're seeing an automation happening or getting built in front of you for the very first time, there could be a few things that you might not understand here and there, but that is fine. I will be there to help you out towards the end of the session. So will Dilip answer a few questions of yours that you might have towards the end of the session. But what is important is for all of you to observe the entire flow. And the way we have designed this entire session is in two parts, considering the fact that there are people who are very nascent with technical terms and there are people who might already know some technical terms. What we have done is we have divided this entire session into two parts. Part one is where we are going to be talking a little bit about the theoretical aspects, the things that you would need in your entire checklist to be able to build your automations. Now, this is going to go on for about 30 to 45 minutes. We are also going to help you understand what are the different kinds of automations that are possible. What are some scenarios where you cannot apply AI automations, and all of that is something that we will be covering in the first 45 minutes. And then we will get into the hands-on part of the session wherein we are going to go into one platform called make.com and we are going to build an entire automation flow from scratch. So I need your absolute commitment and attention for the next 2.5 to 3 hours. After that is when I'm going to come back. I'm going to do a little bit of graduation with everyone, share a lot of resources with you, which will include resources for this session that you're going to be attending as well. And then we will call it a day at around 7 p.m. IST, after we also teach you how you can go ahead and make money with all of the things that you have learned. But for the next 2.5 to 3 hours, your attention should absolutely be on this session on AI automations. We, of course, have done a lot today. Keep all of that out of your mind for now. We will come back to all of those resources, links, AI accelerator program, and everything around it towards the end once again. For now, let's get back into our learning shoes. Are you all ready and excited? Give me a heart emoji on the reaction box. Let me just turn that on. Give me a heart if you are ready to get started with this. Heart or a thumbs up would do. Wonderful. Wonderful. On that note, Dilip, I hope you are able to hear me and see me.
Yes, yes, absolutely. You're able to see me and hear me clearly, right?
Yes, yes, I can hear you well. I can see you well. I just want to do a quick tech check with the audience as well. Rahul, I saw your message about Replit's database getting deleted. That is correct. But we will talk more about that towards the end of the session. You have posted that question so many times, so just wanted to address it. But folks, are you all able to see Dilip and hear him well? Drop in a yes on the chat if the tech is fine. Perfect. I think, we are all ready, Dilip. I also gave them a slight context about how the session is going to be, but over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Fanny, for the expectation setting. So, hi, folks. My name is Dilip, and I'll share a few details about me all together. Okay. So, let me first share my screen. All right. So, all right. So, what we are going to do today, folks, is we are going to do automations with AI. So, that's the session that we are going to do today. And just a little bit of context. My name is Dilip. I am the head of generative AI education at Outskill. I have taught AI research. I have done AI research for 7 years, four publications in AI, taught over 50,000 plus people, and I'm an expert in AI prompting, automations, and vibe coding. So, a few disclaimers before we move ahead. It is impossible to cover every single hack of automation. What I'm going to give you is a direction of how you can proceed to think about automations. That's what I'm going to do in today's session. And I will do my best to give you the utmost value. And because you're working with AI, like in the morning, you have seen one tool didn't work that well. So I don't know which tool is working well, which tool might not be. So you'll have to kind of bear that into account. Then, but I have a promise to all of you that in case you are overwhelmed, like, and I know you will be overwhelmed and you will be like holding your head after the session in this particular manner, but I am going to show you what is possible. Think of the session in terms of seeing what is possible than anything else. You should be able to appreciate what is possible. You might not understand each and every single thing that I am doing. Okay. And if you stick until the end, if you are able to be there till the end, you will have some big, big surprises as Funny will announce. Okay. So here is what everything we'll be covering. We will cover about what, why, and how of automation, popular automation tools, and a practical hands-on experience with make.com. And what are we going to build with make.com? Let me give you a sneak peek. This is what you will build. A full-fledged automation system is what we will try to build together. And this automation system that you see, we will build it from scratch. Okay, so we will build this automation system. And if you remember Vaibhav's session in the morning where Vaibhav built the LinkedIn voice bot, how can you take it further and automate that complete process is what you are going to see. All right, so you'll have to stick for 90 minutes with me. And within the next 90 minutes, you will see this automation come to life. Okay, so every day, right, typically people perform many ad hoc and regular tasks, whether you are a working professional or a business owner. And you will do marketing management where you're doing ideation, content creation, publish content, lead generation, and reporting and analysis. Finance management where you're doing invoice creation, accounting, payments, and the stock update. Sales management where you're doing a CRM management, leads allocation, leads nurturing, payment confirmation, etc. Then business management, where you're doing the communication and the decision making all through. Each and every of the steps, there are repeatable steps that you can try to automate and take it forward. Okay. And of course, operations management also. So when you're doing such repeatable tasks, when you're doing such routine tasks day by day, where you're not put your brain, but you have to be involved, you kind of arrive at this particular stage. Now, let me check in the chat. How many of you ever be in this state? Okay, I just opened the chat. How many of you are in this state as you go along with multiple automations that you are wanting to build, but you see your busy day and you kind of feel, oh my God, why am I doing this task over and over again? Right? So, can I automate it? And the reasons why you feel this is there is repetition of your task. It is a very low brain task. It requires very less IQ. You just have to keep doing it repetitively. It's a very low value addition. There is no value that you are adding by keep doing the task over and over again. It is an absolute low value task, and the efforts are going to be very high and super time consuming. So in case, like for example, for doctors who do surgeries, it's a very high value addition, and it requires a lot of brain work to happen while doing that. But if you are answering support emails, it requires, if for majority of the emails it is repetitive, the same thing is asked again and again, low value addition, etc. So what's the solution for this problem? The solution is automation, where you can automate or make the workflow work like that. And automation is nothing but using technology to perform tasks with minimal human intervention. If I'm using technology to perform tasks with minimum human intervention, that is automation. What it can do for you, it can increase your productivity and efficiency, save time and efforts, help you scale with very less resources, increase your availability 24/7, 365, and your thing is robust because there is less human interaction and therefore less number of errors. All right. So out of all the types that exist, what are the types of automations that I'm going to talk about today? So the first one is a robotic process automation like assembly lines. So these are the ones where you have like vehicle assembly, manufacturing plants, packaging plants, etc. And these are a very small percentage of your automation tasks, and this has got limited use cases. Important but limited. Second is your computer physical task automation, where it is manual data entry, data scraping, form filling, etc., where I have got a lot of technologies which can automate, so very limited use cases. The other one is a software task automation where all businesses and departments run on softwares. So it is a software task automation which has widespread use that we have all got. And that is what this is. This is the software task automation where all the businesses and departments run on softwares, and it is absolute wide use that is available. And this is the automation where we are going to spend a lot of time on. And this is the automation that we are going to teach you today. So there are three worlds if you look at it. One is a third world where it is manual and it is human working with hands always. Then there is the second world where there is human working with softwares. And then you have the third world where you have the first world where your software is kind of working with softwares. So in the 1940s to 70s, we were in the third world where it was all manual. Then software kind of came up in the second world where it is all human working with softwares. And the first world is where we are now software which is working with other softwares. And you're going to see that we are in the transition phase from the second world to the first world, where we are moving from places where a human has to interact with software to get things done to a software interacting with software to get things done. All right. So how do you think a software controls and works with another software? That's the million-dollar question. And the way it happens is with the help of API or application programming interface. Now, this is a very fancy term. Okay. And once you look at this term, you will be like, oh my God, what is this here? Where have I arrived, etc. Don't worry. I'm going to simplify it as much as possible. Okay, so what I'll do is I will take a very quick example and simplify this APIs for you, because if you want to do automations, you will have to work with APIs. So we will first understand the concept of APIs in a very simple manner, and then we will move ahead. So let me first share my screen. All right. So what we will do is we will try to understand application, excuse me. Yeah. We will try to understand application programming interface, or something like APIs Okay, and we will try to understand this with a very, very simple example. The example is this. I am trying to call a restaurant to place an order, and the restaurant is placing that order and sending or delivering that order to me. So, very simple use case. I am the person. I have a restaurant where I regularly order from. So I don't use any applications, any apps. I directly pick the phone, call the restaurant, and place the order. All right. So let me now simulate these conversations and see that. Now, typically, when I call the restaurant, every conversation happens like I ask a question or I ask a query, the restaurant gives me the response. Okay. So every time you can think in this way that I have some request that I place to the restaurant and the restaurant gives me a response to that request. Okay. So let us keep it aside, a request and the response that I try to provide. Now let me say that I call the restaurant and say, hey, you know what? I want to order something new. Can you send me the menu? So something like, can you send menu? Okay, the restaurant sends you the menu, and the menu can be sent on WhatsApp. Suppose the restaurant sends you the menu, you look at the menu and you order like fried. You say, I want to place an order for fried rice and say gobi Manchurian. Okay, I place a bowl of fried rice with gobi Manchurian to the restaurant. The restaurant comes back and says, hey, thanks for the order. Here is the bill. Okay. Now, suppose you try to make the payment and the payment goes through, then you say, okay, the payment is done. Then the restaurant acknowledges received payment and says order prepared. Then after some time, the restaurant again calls you back saying that we have sent the delivery. Then you receive the delivery and you acknowledge saying that delivery received. Okay, this is like a typical conversation that keeps happening. Now, there are some more conditions also that could happen wherein you want to add an extra order. You say, I want to add a paneer Manchurian along with gobi Manchurian. You could add an extra order. So you could have added an extra order. Or you did not like the food at all, it was very bad this time around, and you say, I want to cancel the order or I want a refund. Okay, so this is a typical conversation. So think of your question to the restaurant as a request, and the restaurant's response is called the response. Now, when you are asking for a menu and you are getting the menu, you are asking a particular information and you are getting it, and that would be something like a get request. Okay. Similarly, when you are saying, I want to place an order, a new order is created in the restaurant. That is like post request. All right. Then when you want to add an extra order, that is a put or update request. And when you want to cancel an order, that is like a delete request. Okay, so this is a way to think of API. So every conversation is of two parts. First is your request, second is the response. The request and response together forms one API call. And what are the different types of API call? When you're asking for menu, that is a get request. When you are placing an order for a food, you are putting a new order, which is a posting request. Then you want to add an additional dish to the order, that will be a put or an update request. And when you want to cancel an order, that is deleting the request. So this is APIs in the nutshell. There is nothing beyond this. Of course, in case your payment hasn't gone through, the restaurant will say your service is denied. If the payment is gone through, your restaurant acknowledges, okay, I am sending this service. Okay, so these are statuses, either service accepted, service rejected, etc., and all that. But if you were to think of what an API is and what is the entire thing you need to understand with respect to API, it is exactly this. I have tried to simplify the process of API through a restaurant order. So another way to think about it is your restaurant is your database. Okay, the database is restaurant. So if you are getting information from the database which is already existing, that is a get API request. If you are creating a new order in the restaurant, that is a post API request. If you are adding to an existing order some new information, that is a put or an update request. When you are deleting that complete request from the database, that is the delete request. So these are the four types of requests that are placed for APIs. Okay, so folks, how did you all get this understanding? Do you understand now what an API request is, at least directionally? Do you guys get this understanding of what an API request is? Yes? Okay. For those of you who did not understand or get it, a simple primer. When I am saying and when I am asking for some information already available with the restaurant, that is a get API request. When I am creating a new order for the restaurant, it is a post request. When I am adding or updating the order, that is a put request. And when I'm removing the order or canceling the order, that is a delete request. So when I'm working with software, a software typically has a database. So when I'm getting information from the existing database which is already available, it is like get. If I am putting a new record or new information into the database, it is post. And then I have updation, which is put request, deletion, which is the delete request. This is all you need to understand with respect to what an API request is. So when one software works with another software, two softwares communicate with the help of API. So one software puts in a request, the other software shares the response. That is how API requests kind of work. Now getting back to our presentation. Yes, so this is API request that is present. So what APIs can do with software is things like post, which is creating a new record, then searching or listing a new record, which is a get request, which I just mentioned. Then you have updating a record and you have deleting a record. Okay, so this is the set of information that is available. And where can we find API for any software? Okay, so if you go to any Google page and you try to do the search, etc., you are doing what is called an API call. So let us go do a quick demo of that. So I will go to I am here at Google homepage only. So let me say inspect. I go to network. Okay, I set it up. Now I am trying to do a basic search, which is how LLMs work. So you look at this, I'm getting a bunch of information. Look at create, I click it. Here it is saying it is a post method. So that create that you see is a post method. This ID is a get method. Okay, this is again a post method. Again, this is the post method. So there is a sequence of post and get methods that keep happening whenever I do something like a simple search. Okay, so you can also check it out by clicking inspect element, inspect, go to network, and this fetch XHR is there. Suppose I click this link, it will various requests kind of come in. All right, so look at this GraphQL. I click this. When I click GraphQL, it is saying it is a post request. If I click this performance, it is a post request. When I click something, it's a post request. So there are multiple post requests which have happened overall. And as I go below, right, I will should be able to see a lot of different types of requests that kind of come in. So if you want to know how with a single search you are getting a lot of requests, you can actually do it this way. So this is just to show you that on website when you are interacting, it is a series of API calls which are happening at that point in time. All right. So any software, if you want to find an API, you will have to do a simple search and that API will be available. And today, while doing the make automation, we will actually search and look for that API. Okay. Again, I showed you what APIs look like. So what can be automated? The tasks or process that are software based. That is, APIs are available, I can automate. If it is a repetitive process and there are predefined steps, rules, and conditions or logics, those tasks I can automate. But if it is a task that is ad hoc, it requires human decision making, and it is software based, that is, no APIs are available, that is something that cannot be automated. So if there is something that is an API is available, it's a repetitive process, and you know the complete logic, it can be automated. But if it is something which you don't know a complete logic and you feel that there is a human decision making element, you cannot completely automate that. So very, very important for you to understand that the automation that you're trying to build has to be clear in your head. If it is not clear in your head, you will not be able to build out that automation. Okay. So now how can you work with these APIs to automate your work? A few years back, you had only the software programmers who could write the programs to call these APIs to do the work. But now, with the advent of softwares like low or no code platforms, I can also do that. A non-technical person can also be able to build automations. And the top no code, low code platforms are make.com, N8N, and Zapier. There are lots more, but these are the popular ones. Today, we are going to focus on make.com because it is low cost, which is almost like 20x less expensive than Zapier. It's a visual automation builder. It is easy to do custom API calls, very easy to handle data, etc. And it is quite reliable. So we are going to actually build our complete automation on make.com. So the pre-automation checklist is create a flowchart with all the step and the logic, create a list of the software or apps provided in the automation process. Then if the software provides API access, then you can actually do your automation. But if there is no API access given, you cannot do the automation. So now I'm going to jump onto make.com and start building this automation that I had shown. So what I'll do, folks, is I will now try to explain the logic of the automation I'm going to build, because unless you understand the logic, you will not be able to build out the automation. First, I will explain the logic. And once I explain the logic, we will start building this automation. Okay, so let me first explain the logic of the automation. So I will show a simple use case of how I would make a LinkedIn post. Okay, so I am trying to automate my LinkedIn posting mechanism, wherein first I want to have an idea. I have an idea for a LinkedIn post. Then I want to convert that idea into a draft. Then whatever draft that I have, I will review. Once I review the draft, I will post it. Okay. Now, when I'm trying to create the draft, sometimes I will use ChatGPT or Claude. And in ChatGPT or Claude, I will create the text draft of the post as well as the accompanying image, because I know that posts with images get higher engagement. So I will have a text draft. I will also have an image. So I will try to post the text draft as well as the image, and I try to create that. Now, idea, what is a good place to put the idea? So I can put my idea in a spreadsheet. Okay, I can put my idea in a spreadsheet, and I can use the spreadsheet for all of my ideas. Copy the idea from the spreadsheet, put into ChatGPT and get my text draft and image draft. Then I will copy the draft from ChatGPT, put it in spreadsheet and do the review. So my review again happens on spreadsheet. Then after I am satisfied everywhere, I will do the post on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is other software I will require. Okay, so if you look at this, I have already mapped down the logic. Idea on the spreadsheet. Idea should be converted to a post draft in ChatGPT. Based on the post draft, I need to create an image. Then I will have to copy the post draft and put it in the spreadsheet. There I will make some edits. Then after I do the edits, I will copy the final post and post it on LinkedIn. So the softwares that are involved are Google Sheets. I have Google Sheet. I have ChatGPT. I have again a Google Sheet. I have LinkedIn. I might require a Google Drive to kind of store my image. So I will require a Google Drive. Okay. So I have got a bunch of softwares that I need to orchestrate and work together to build my automation. So the workflow is idea in the Google Sheet, take the idea from Google Sheet and put a draft in ChatGPT, take the draft from ChatGPT and create a accompanying image, take the image, put it in Google Drive, take the draft, put it in spreadsheet. From the spreadsheet, edit the draft, polish it so that it is your own post. Then copy the draft from the spreadsheet and put it on LinkedIn and post it over LinkedIn. Okay, so this is the complete process that we are going to automate. And this is the LinkedIn post automation system, which will write in the exact same voice as you. So we will take the prompt that Vaibhav had built in the previous session where he built a prompt that will write in his own voice. So I'm going to take the post that will write in my own voice, build this workflow on make.com so that it could be completely set up. Okay, so let me first check in with everybody. Did you understand? Did all of you understand the automation we are building? Did you understand the logic of the various applications that are coming together and how we are bringing all of it together to build this automation? Again, quickly, I want all of you to understand this. You are taking an idea, the idea from spreadsheet, you create a post draft, take the draft, refine it on the spreadsheet, then take the refined post and post it on LinkedIn. That is the complete process that you will have to follow. So first, I will build a LinkedIn automation for starters. All right. So for that, what I'll do is I will go over here. I'm going to this thing. So let's keep it aside for now. We are done with the presentation. We are now going to the very practical parts all through. Okay. So now I have this drive. Let me open the actual drive that I have. So this is the drive, and in drive, okay, let me see. There is this make experiments drive. Okay. For now, there are multiple files. These are from previous automation. So I have deleted them. I have an empty Google Drive. Okay. Keep this aside. And I have an empty spreadsheet that is available. So I am going to build my automation from this empty spreadsheet where I will use it to control my automations and build the automations that I want to develop. You can take a look at this, and this is the automation that we'll try to build, and we will try to build it step by step. Okay, so this is make.com. If you look at this again, it has got a lot of features in the interface, etc., all that. But I won't go into all of that information. What I'll do is I will directly go into the folders. And if you want to create a scenario or a automation, a full-fledged automation is called a scenario in make.com. I will create a scenario. Okay, and here in the scenario, I am now going to do it step by step right in front of you. First thing is, I want to now put my idea in the spreadsheet, and basis my idea, it has to do certain operations. Okay, so I will have to set that up. So for that, what I'll do, I will set it up over here in this sheet called live sheet 2. So I will have something, a column called post idea, which is the post. Then I have the post draft. So I will call it the LinkedIn draft. I have the LinkedIn draft. Then after the LinkedIn draft, I will have image link. So if I'm creating an image, what is the link? I have the image link. Then I build something called control. Okay. And I'll talk about control also easily. Okay, first let me build post idea is where I put in my post. LinkedIn draft is where the LinkedIn draft will be posted and created. Image link is the accompanying image. Control is to kind of tell my automation system what are the stages. Now, what are the stages that I have? The stages that I have are prepare content, where I'm preparing the content draft. After that, ready for review, where my draft is ready for review, prepare content, ready for review. Then I would say post content, where I will post it on LinkedIn, and I will say post created, which tells me that the post was successfully created on LinkedIn. All right. So what I'll do is I will take this and I will say data validation. I'll say add rules. I will now prepare content will be red. Ready for review will be something like this. Post created, oh, sorry, post content will be blue and post created will be completely green. All right. So now what I will do is, okay, I can extend this. So if you look at this, I have the four stages: prepare content, post created, ready for review, which is my final stage. So I will go to prepare content and I will put a post idea. I will take the same example that Vaibhav would have taken or not. Okay, I will say AI will take away jobs. So I will say AI will take away jobs, and I want to create a LinkedIn draft on AI will take away jobs. Okay, so for the AI to take away jobs, I want to take this idea and create a LinkedIn post. So this is what I want to do. So first, what I'll do is I'll have to do the first step, which is connect my spreadsheet. So I click spreadsheet, and here I will use this thing called search rows, which will search for rows from a given criteria. Now here, how do I add this thing? Whenever I want to connect my Google account, I will say sign in with Google. I will have to sign in with my Google account. Now, personal Google accounts, you will have to do setup, which is a little more complicated. So search for how to connect Google account to make.com. You'll get a video. You'll follow the steps. You should be able to do that. But workspace accounts, that is official Google accounts that are available, those can be connected easily, just as easy as signing in with Google and logging in. So if you have got a Google business account, those accounts can be connected much easily. Personal Google accounts are harder to connect. You will have to take some more precautions. I will not be able to cover that process, but signing in with Google is the main thing that you need to do. Okay, so I will kind of go down, and there is this tools out skill for which I have connected. So I will say tools out skill. So I'm saying what is the email connection that I have. Then search method, I will say search from all. Then I want to get the spreadsheet ID. Now, where do I get my spreadsheet ID? Okay, so I'll keep Claude open on the side so that I'll keep using it as an LLM, and I'll copy this URL, paste it. I don't require extended thinking now. Paste it and say, give me the spreadsheet ID. Okay, so if I don't know what is my spreadsheet ID, I will ask it, give me my spreadsheet ID, and it has extracted the spreadsheet ID for me. I will copy it and I will enter the spreadsheet ID. Okay, spreadsheet ID has connected. Now it is picking up the two sheets that I have, live sheet 1 and live sheet 2. I will pick live sheet 2. I say table contains headers, and look at this. When I click filter, it is taking the exact same columns that I have created over here. So it is going to create a column. So I will say control equal to, okay, I will say control equal to which one? Prepare content. So I will say prepare content. If your control is prepare content, then I also want to run the automation to post it on LinkedIn. Okay, so then what stage I will do? I will say control equal to post content. Okay, when control equal to post content, okay, and I will save this. So what this does is, it is telling me, I am telling the system that if the control is at prepare content or post content, that time get the rows of this spreadsheet. Okay. So now I will run this once. And there you go. If you look at the output, it said post idea A, AI will take away jobs. The LinkedIn post column, image C is blank, control is prepare content. So here this is blank, prepare content, AI will take away jobs, and you are able to see AI will take away jobs. Okay, so you have done your first connection and got data from your spreadsheet directly via make.com. Folks, how are you feeling? Everybody able to follow? How is the pulse? Are you looking? Are you understanding? Are you seeing everything, etc.? Right? So stay again, okay? Stay focused, right? You are going to see much more things that we are going to build. Okay. So if you are not able to follow, just think in terms of information flow, that I am connecting information and making it flow from one module to another. Now, the idea that I have in my spreadsheet, I want to put it into, say, ChatGPT and get my post draft. For that, I will require a prompt. Okay. And after that, I will need to copy this into ChatGPT. Now, that is the traditional human manner, but I am doing automation. So I want to pass this post idea information directly into ChatGPT. Okay. So for that, what I'll do is, I will say add another module and I'll click OpenAI. And in OpenAI, there are multiple such things. I will have to go and do create a completion. Okay, so I will say create a completion. And here, when you want to add the connection, you need to add something called API key. How to get the API key? Again, you say how to get API key from OpenAI. Ask the question to LLM or Perplexity. Okay, so it says go to platform.openai.com. I open the link. I can log into my account. I'm just logging into the particular account over here. All right. Then I don't know where it is. I go to search and here API keys is present and I go to API keys. You just have to say create API key, put your name and the project and say create API key. Your API key is created. The API key that you create from here, you will have to come back and paste it over here, and that is when your connection would be created. This is an important step to connect. So what I will do is here I have already created my connection, which is tool OpenAI make. So method is this. What is the model that I'll use? So there are multiple models that I can use. I will use GPT 4.1 mini. Okay, this is a good model to use. Now I say add message, and then it is saying system user assistant tool. I am now confused. How should I go forward from here? Okay, you don't have to break your head or anything. What you can do is very, very simple. I will take the prompt of how I will write my own LinkedIn post. I copied that particular prompt. Okay, I go back to Claude or ChatGPT or any LLM. I will paste the prompt. So this is the exact prompt that you learned how to build in the morning, which is the prompt that can create LinkedIn posts that write like you. Guys, do you remember that you have done this in the morning? You created a LinkedIn draft that you can create, write a post that can write like you, right? So I have taken that post. Okay. And now what I'll do is I will say this. Take the above prompt, and I'm trying to build an automated LinkedIn posting system on make.com. Take the above prompt and divide it into system prompt and user prompt. Okay, I don't know what it is, but I just said take the above prompt and divide it into system prompt and user prompt. This is for an automation of LinkedIn posting that I'm doing on make.com. Okay, so I'm telling exactly for what it is, and I'm asking it to divide this into a system prompt and the user prompt. Okay, so it has given me the system prompt and the user prompt. So I'll copy the system prompt and I will say role is system, and I copy the prompt over here. So I copied my basic prompt there. Now I will say user prompt, and I'll go back here and I will say create a LinkedIn post on the following inputs. Okay. This part I don't require. So I am saying I want to get the topic or content. Now, how do I put the topic or content? Very simple. When I'm trying to do this, my previous node information is already mentioned over here. You see this, I'm getting this post idea. I can click it, and now my post idea dynamically is picked up from the spreadsheet and given as input to ChatGPT. Okay, so when I save this right now, it is saved. Just do one more save. It is saved. So when I open this, the prompt is the system prompt is again, don't worry about what is system and user prompt. That is little out of scope, but you can understand like this is the AI automation wants it in this format, and you are now able to give the complete prompt over here along with the topic or content with the post idea. So I have saved it. Now let me run this once. So now I'm getting the search, and now it is going to take the idea and actually build me a complete post on top of this. So if I open this up, you see here, if I look at the output, right? Here you can see, will AI really take your job by 2030? Here is a McKinsey report, and this is the complete post. So AI has created my complete post right away. I will do a little bit of adjustments. It is coming a lot of formatting. So I will say things like on the style and formatting rules, I would say remove this part. no, I would say no asterisk to the thing. So no asterisk. Okay, so I will save it. So my post is kind of ready. Okay, so my post is ready, but I want an image prompt or image also to accompany this. So here I have a problem because I have the post and this is created dynamically. If my idea changes here, my post changes here, my draft also changes here. So how can I create a post with that? Right? So I will go back to my LLM and I say this. For the automation, I also want to create like a very good image prompt based on the post draft. So can you create me a system prompt and the user prompt that will define a solid image prompt that can create an image that could accompany this LinkedIn post? So basically, I'm asking, I want to create a good image, this thing. So it is post draft. Can you create me a system prompt and user prompt that will define a solid image prompt that can create an image? Okay. So what I'm doing is again, just to make you work, I have taken the LinkedIn post and that LinkedIn post draft is created. I will use the draft as an input to create an image. And for that, I'll create the image prompt design. So it is now building the complete prompt. So I have the system prompt over here. So I will copy this system prompt. So what I'll do is I will add another prompt over here. So I will add this thing and I'll say create a completion prompt. So here I'll create uh, the image prompt that I need to build. So I'll create using same GPT 4.1, add a message, role is system, text content again, I will post the complete prompt message that it has given, add another message, say user, and I will create the prompt. So based on this LinkedIn post, do this, copy and paste it. Okay, so here is where my LinkedIn draft post is supposed to come. And where will the draft post come? It is here. So I will click it and put it there. So basically, this will become like a dynamic prompt to ChatGPT's next module, which is going to take the post draft I have created in the previous module and create an accompanying image prompt that can be used to generate an image. Okay, so this is the user prompt. This is the text prompt. I will say save and it is all ready. Okay, now that this is ready, what I will do next is I will have to create that image, right? Right now, I created only the prompt for the image. Now I will add and create the image. For that, again, OpenAI. Here, there should be an image create one, this generate an image. Okay. Model, I will use GPT image one, which is pretty good. And the prompt, I will need it from the previous mode. Okay. So for that's why I will have to run this once again. I will say cancel. So for now, I will kind of delete this. I will add it after one run is done. So this is a problem with make.com where you'll have to continuously keep running for the image or anything to kind of come to a different place. So I have got the prompts and my prompt is now built. If you open this up, you see the result, a dynamic modern infographic style visualization, etc. My image prompt is ready. So now I will say OpenAI. Now I will say generate an image. Just pull it a little bit here. Then the model I will use is GPT image one. And the prompt is the prompt that is here, previous prompt. And I'll say save. Okay. So once I do this, I can actually create my image. Now the image has to be stored in some place. So for that, what I'll do is I will connect my Google Drive and I'll say download the file. So it will download. Okay. So here I will go to outskill.com. Okay. And I say save. Okay. So sorry, here it should be, my bad. Let me delete it. Because it's an image already created, I have to upload the file on Google Drive. So the thing is, I will have to upload a file. So for upload, I'll connect this. Okay. So because the previous thing already creates an image, it knows that it is the file. So I can create the particular file. Which folder to choose? I will choose the particular folder and I'll put it in make experiments. Okay. So I can choose to save this image in make experiments and I can save. Okay, I have saved it. Now to connect everything together, okay, I will have to connect everything together. For that, what I'll need to do is I will need to put my LinkedIn draft over here. I need to put my image link over here so that the image link and the LinkedIn draft kind of appears over here. So to just wind up this entire thing, I will again connect to Google Sheet, but here I will update the particular row. All right. So for that, what I'll do is I will say search method is enter manually. I need to put the spreadsheet ID. So how do I do that? I go here down. And when I do this, it will have the spreadsheet ID, the exact same spreadsheet ID I'll put here because I wanted to pick it up dynamically. Sheet name, I will pick it dynamically. Row number, allow it to pick dynamically. Column range, I'll say A to Z. Okay, now which place I have to put what? Column B is where I put the draft. Column C is where I have to put the image link. And column D, I have to change from prepare content to ready for review. These are the three operations I have to do. So for that updation, what I'll do is column B is the result of the post. So I will put the result of the post. Column C is where I want the file ID. So I will put the file ID. Column D is where I'm changing the control. Okay, I have to make it ready for review. Let me just check how ready for review is. Yes, it is exactly. So you have to follow the exact same thing. So I'll say ready for review and I'll say save. Okay, so your end-to-end automation is basic part is ready. Okay, where I am putting the idea on the sheet. It is creating the LinkedIn post. It is creating the image prompt for the LinkedIn post, creating the image, uploading to Google Drive, updating the room. Okay, so let's run this once. Okay, so folks, just want to check quickly. Do you understand what we are doing right now? We are doing this building the complete automation that is there, right? Where I am creating the image prompt, the post, put it into Google Drive and take it. Yes, it is going to be difficult. Yes, but do you kind of understand the logic of what I'm trying to do? As I said, you will not be able to understand it completely, right? But if you are able to kind of get what I am trying to do and automate everything, you should be able to get there. All right. Right. So what I'm doing is right now, I am now creating the image. So image creation takes some time. So you'll have to be a bit patient on the image creation. Okay, the image is created, uploaded onto the Google Drive, and it is here. So let me go to the Google Drive. The topic is AI will take away the jobs, and look at this. It has created for me some abstract image which can accompany my LinkedIn post. And what is my LinkedIn post? Here is it. It is saying AI will take away job. This is what it is. This is the real playbook, etc. Displacement, augmentation, recreation, reskilling, adaptability, etc. All that. Okay. So what I'll do right now is I'm just going to open my LinkedIn and I'm going to create my post on this LinkedIn. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. But folks, I just want to tell you a few things because I am now teaching it to you. I am doing this automation on my LinkedIn post, but I am going to immediately delete it. So when you try to check for the post on my LinkedIn, you would have seen that it would have automatically deleted it, or I manually delete my post because I have a specific voice of posting where I do some more things, but that is too complex for you. So I want to keep it simple for you overall. Okay, so you will see the automation of LinkedIn that you will see when you are trying to check that out. Okay, so that is the LinkedIn account on which I will do my automation. So here, what I'll do is I'll do some basic edits to the post. I won't do the complete edit. Okay, I'll just do I'm just simulating some basic edit for this thing. I'll do that. And then once it is done, I am happy with this, right? Then I will say from ready for review, I will change it to post content. So I will say that my post is reviewed, it is ready. Now I want you to post it. Okay. Now I have a confusion. For prepare content, I want one automation path to run. For posting content, I will require another automation path to run. So there will be different automation paths to run for different conditions. For prepare content, one automation has to run. For posting content, another automation has to run. So how will you manage that? So for that, I will need to put a if condition over here, and I will add that condition here in the form of a router. Okay, so one route is the place of prepare content, and I'll have to create another route. So let this be in this particular manner. I have the complete Google Sheets. Now here I have to put another route. So here what I'll do is I will click it. I will set up the filter, and the filter here I will call it prepare content. And the condition is control equals to prepare content, and I'll save. So what it means is if the control is prepare content, this automation path will run. Here I will set up another filter where I will say post content. Okay, and the condition is if control equal to post content, then this path is going to run. What is the path that I need to set up? Here, I need to actually post my content on LinkedIn. So for that, what I'll do, I will click this. I will set up Google Drive, and here I'll have to download a particular file. So I will have to download that particular file. And for that, I'll connect it to Tools Outskill, save. Okay, so enter the file ID. Where is my file ID? Here is the image link that is present. So I can click it and save. So the file ID from the image link, it will pick it up from here. And that's the reason why I need to do it so that I can download that file here. And next, what I'll do is I will have to upload the post on LinkedIn. So I will look for LinkedIn, say create a user image post. All right. So the file is from Google. The content, again, I have already the Google spreadsheet wherein I have the LinkedIn draft. So LinkedIn draft is the content, and I will say save. Next, what I'll do is I have a control part, right, on my Google sheet. So I'll say control, update a row, And again, I'll have to do the same thing where I am saying enter manually, put the same spreadsheet as before. Okay, so this is the spreadsheet row. Row number, exact row number is this. Column range is A to Z. Okay, and now what I'll need to do is in D, I should say, what is the condition? I should say post created. I will say post created and I'll say save. The spreadsheet, okay, sorry, my bad. So spreadsheet ID should be here. Sheet name should be here. Okay, everything is fine. And I can say save. Okay, so now what I'll do is I will say run once. Now, if you see here, I am at the post content stage. So I will say run once. So Google Sheet is running. It is now taking to the post create downloaded file. It is going to the LinkedIn and here it is saying that the post has been created. Okay. So if I go down here, okay, I quickly refresh it. Okay. So it should, it has come. So now I can go here and I'm going to delete this post. Okay. So that's the entire process where I can actually set up my post overall and I can, kind of set it up all through. So now I have done this for LinkedIn. Okay. Folks, type how has it been so far? Let me know, right? From scratch, I have taken a complete idea and then I have did the complete posting on LinkedIn in this particular manner. Okay, it is tricky. It is going to take some time for you to understand. We already set that expectations already, but this is the absolute process of building this automation. Okay, so now that I have this LinkedIn to kind of do it, okay, now I want to extend it to other places also. Suppose I have a Facebook page that I want to do the posting for. So I want to adapt this and extend this for Facebook. All right. So for that, I need to make a few changes to the sheet. So what I'll do here is this. So once I say control, after control, I will say channel. So what channel I am trying to work for? Is it Facebook or is it LinkedIn? Okay. And here I will put Facebook draft. Okay. So that there is no confusion. I will put Facebook draft and channel. So I will add Facebook draft and channel. Okay. So now what I'll do is okay, I have deleted it. And now I will set up LinkedIn channel, Facebook draft is here. And the rest of things can be remain the same. So I can say prepare content. Now let us assume that my Facebook page is a cooking channel kind of thing. So it's a vegetarian cooking challenge, suppose. So I need to create recipes for this Facebook cooking channel. Okay, so I want to now create a cooking channel recipe, I automate and post that. Okay, so we will have to do this. So we'll try to automate this for that. And for that, what I'll do is I will say uh, a recipe for a healthy pizza. Okay, so one is AI will take away jobs, or I will maybe change the topic. AI will make me more productive. And a recipe for a healthy pizza, and I will say prepare content. Okay, so now I will have to kind of make it work for both LinkedIn and Facebook. So I will do this. Okay, now this entire piece will repeat even for something like Facebook. Okay, this entire process will repeat for Facebook. So what I'll do is I will say shift this entire thing. Okay, I copied it, I copy and I paste. Okay, I do the pasting over here. So this is thing. So basically this route will be taken when it is LinkedIn, and this route will be taken when it is Facebook. Okay, so we will have to set this up completely. Now what I'll do is I'll add a module. Here I will call Google Sheets, and I will say search rows, the exact same thing. I'll say connect automatically. For now, I'll keep the connection. I will change it later. Then I will say select from all. Spreadsheet ID. I already have the spreadsheet ID from here, the previous chat. So I'll go and pick it from there. I pasted it. Sheet name is live sheet 2. Table headers is this. Okay. So then I will say now it is channel. Okay. So channel equal to LinkedIn or channel equal to Facebook, and I save. Okay, channel equal to LinkedIn and channel equal to Facebook. All right. Then I will connect a router, which will tell me which place to kind of go. So okay, so I'll connect this. So what I'll do is just a second. It usually connects it. I don't know why today Make has been acting a little weird. Yeah. So here you see we connected here. Wait. Yeah. There you go. The connections are established. Now what I'll do is I will set up a filter over here where I will say LinkedIn and the condition is channel equal to LinkedIn. Save. Then I'll set up a filter where I say Facebook and I'll say condition channel equal to Facebook and save. Okay, so this is what it does. Now here, right, I don't require these two modules right now. Okay, because I'm already kind of getting my rows here. This is like additional work that is needed. So I can delete these modules. So I'll delete this one. Okay, I'll say delete anyway. I'll delete this one. Delete anyway. And now this is the exact module that I had shown when I built out that complete system. Okay, so this is the exact system that I had built before. All I have to do is to make those corrections and make it work overall. Okay, so for that, what I'll do is first I will run this module only so that I get the complete information of everything that is available. Now that I have gotten this information that it is available, all right. So if it is LinkedIn, it will go here, it will Facebook, it will go here. So I'll have to make some changes to make it work. So here I will do this. All right. So here what I'll do is I will say post idea and I will say this part should be sorted straightforward because I have changed the module. I'll have to update my modules for everything else. Okay. So here all the things of spreadsheet, etc. I'll have to update. So go here. So spreadsheet ID, then sheet name, then row number, column A to C. So this part is fine. This part is absolutely fine because it is the same B, C, D one only. Okay, so I can save this now properly. Now for Google Drive also, here the file ID is say, similar. So what I'll do is, it is this one. LinkedIn post also. It is the LinkedIn draft over here. Save it. Okay, again, I'll have to update all of this. So because I was building it from scratch and trying to build it all for you, that's why I had to do this. But otherwise, I could have done it from scratch, but you will not understand how a automation kind of builds up to where it is. Okay, and save. So this is saved. I'll just save this over here also because if I don't save, I saved this scenario. Now I will fix these ones also. Okay, so here I will take this and I will say post idea. This part is fine. This part also should be fine. Exactly. Now sheet is where it will be confused. So spreadsheet ID, sheet, row number, and this one is going to be file result and file ID, which is fine. This is fine. Ready for review is also fine. And I can save it. Okay. Now here I'll have to make a change. I'll have to delete this because it is not an exact LinkedIn thing. It is you have to add for Facebook. So I'll add a module and I'll search for Facebook and I will say show more Facebook. I will say create a post with photos. Okay, so the page is this and the photo is coming from here and the message would come from here. I'll say save. Okay, again here I'll have to make those changes. So it will be the spreadsheet ID It will be the sheet over here. It's all simple drag and drop if you see about it. Okay. It is complex, but if I want to show you the power, I have to be showing this a little complex. So I would say the post is decreated. It is saved. Uh, So I can save this. Now here I have to make a few changes because here I am putting my sheet name, everything. Sorry about that. Right. So here I am making the sheet changes. So the updation of the rows, I have to relook at it. Image can be proper, but the result that I'm getting, okay, the result has to be in which column? In column F. So I will put the result in column F. Where is the, yeah, so this result will be in column F. Okay. And because it's a Facebook thing, I can change the prompts and all a little bit. I will also change the prompts overall. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll come back over here. I'll go back to my automation strategy. And then I say, you have created a system prompt and image prompt for me in my voice for LinkedIn. Now, similarly, create a system prompt and image prompt for me for my voice for Facebook page. Just that this page, Facebook page, is for creating vegetarian food recipes. I am not going to put any hard work. I will ask AI to do the same. So I'll ask AI to create the basic recipe posts, the complete post prompt that I require. So I'll take this and update it over there. Okay, so I'll take it one by one and do it. So this is a system prompt for the recipe post. So I'll copy this, go to make. This is my system prompt, and I will paste it. Okay, then my user prompt, I'll have to put it. So the user prompt would be create a Facebook page post based on the this thing, and I will remove all this recipe or dish idea, and I will say post idea and say save. So my basic post draft is ready. Now I have to work on my image draft. For that, I'll go here, food photography director. So it is now telling me the image prompt what to do. So I paste that. Then the recipe image generator what to do. Okay. I copy this, remove and paste that. Okay, the Facebook post it needs to have. And what is that Facebook post? The result comes from the previous ones. Okay, because I haven't run it yet, so it is not yet here overall. Okay, so just I'll kind of save it and keep it ready so that it's available. So I'll say the result is available from here. And save it. Then I have to create the image, and for this, I get the result from the previous one. So this result will be used over here. I know some people might be a little bit lost, but understand the process I'm doing. I'm just setting it up, everything for our major automation to kind of work. And I also wanted to show you the messy automation part of it so that you understand that, okay, this is what entails a proper, kind of work that is required to set up this complete message. Okay, so this can also be saved. I will save this. Okay, scenario is saved. Okay, fingers crossed. All right. I just reduce zoom. Yeah. Complete automation ready. Now I need and see work. Okay. So this is how automation experts build step by step and try everything. Okay. So first it will search for LinkedIn, Facebook, check the rows, and basis that it will run and check everything. All right, everything is set, fingers crossed. Some mistakes will happen, but we'll debug. But here we go. Okay, and what is the error? Okay, I understood the error, so don't worry. Okay, I understood the error, don't worry. So here the problem has come. So put it. Okay, save this. Save, save. Save. Okay, so we will take step by step and do, and let me now save it once, saved, and let me run. Okay, now it is picked up LinkedIn. So it is creating my LinkedIn post. It is creating the LinkedIn image over here. Okay, so now it is like a complete content generation system. So it is going to pick the row, it is going to pick the idea for LinkedIn and create a LinkedIn post with the LinkedIn accompanying image also. And I'll show you the spreadsheet also for that. So as this happens, let me give you a quick summary and tips of what I had done so far. First thing I had done is I took a manual approach of how I will create this LinkedIn automation post myself. So for that, I mapped down the process on a whiteboard saying that I will take an idea, put it on spreadsheet, take the copy or the idea from spreadsheet, put it on ChatGPT, take the post, then for the post, I'll create an image prompt, then I'll create an image, then I'll take the image and the post, edit it and post it on LinkedIn. Then I map through the journey of the various softwares that I will need to kind of go through it while I am trying to build out that complete software end to end. So what I realized was I need a Google spreadsheet, I need OpenAI modules, I need Google Drive to store my images, and I will need LinkedIn for posting on LinkedIn. I'll need Facebook for posting it on Facebook. Okay, so I have all of these approaches that I'll have to take to kind of do that. So first step is I will make it work for posting only on spreadsheet. I don't try to say, okay, immediately I'll post it on LinkedIn and create that automation. First level, I did only here from a spreadsheet to the OpenAI module, to the OpenAI module, to the image, to the Google Drive, to the spreadsheet. First, I saw that that was working. Okay. First thing I did that I made that kind of work first. Okay. Once I made that work, that is when I picked up something else and I made the LinkedIn automation posting where I actually take it and post it on LinkedIn. So the automation ran. So let us see what it has done. Okay, so here what it had done is for both it tried to kind of create this thing. Okay, so small error kind of happened somewhere. Okay, so let us now check what could it be. Yeah, it's okay. We can figure it out later. But at least the system has now made this available. Okay, now that the system has kind of that available, I can now take those images and then post it back on LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever I want. All right. So whenever you're creating your automations, don't try to do your automations and try to do it in a way that it does not pick it up in the right manner, because if you do that, it is going to be a lot more difficult. Okay, so always ensure that, okay, this label got disappeared. I don't know why. So let me. Anyways, I'll debug this later. But yeah, so that is the complete logic of setting up a full automation when you're trying to learn. Always remember three commandments of automations. Commandment number one is your automation has to be clear in your head. If the automation is not clear in your head, it will not be clear when you're trying to build it. Clear in your head, put it on paper, then start building. Start small. First, try to automate creating a complete post on spreadsheet. Don't even try to post it on LinkedIn. First, automate it on spreadsheet, then you can post it on LinkedIn or anywhere else that you want. After you have done that, then you can create complex automations, complex logic in this particular manner so that you are able to build such complex automations yourself. Okay, so that is how I would suggest you to build this out overall. Otherwise, when you are trying to build it up yourself, you will always face some kind of error. Okay. Right. So now it is all set up. This automation will work. I think the previous time it did not trigger properly. So what I'll do is I will reset it and try to make it run once more so that it will be clear for all of you. Right. So this part is set. Then I'll go to this and okay. Fingers crossed. Let's go. So again, the that is one thing. Like let this automation run. I'll tell you a few more tips that I have done for automations. Uh, if you are trying to build a very complex automation, etc., which requires a multiple workflows, pick one very small problem statement and then only build that workflow. Don't try to build it for anything and everything. Okay, because if you try to build it for anything and everything, you will end up getting confused. All right. Then the other thing, automation. When you are trying to authenticate, that is where you will get a lot of frustration. Okay. For example, I will show you the method of connect personal Google Gmail to make.com. You see, this is the top pain point. Okay. So Gmail apps documentation, they have a perfect documentation available. Okay. And because of that, it is a very painful process. You have to go to Google Cloud, create a project, enable APIs. All of these steps you will have to do if you want to connect your personal Gmail account. So if you, we will share the resources of this complete blueprint of this automation that we have built so that you can try it for yourself. But if you're trying to connect your own automation, your own personal Google account, you will have to follow this complete process. I cannot show it step by step because it's going to take a lot of time, but you have this idea of, you can just search at Google, like how to connect personal Gmail to make.com, and it will give you that process. If you don't do this process for your personal accounts, you will not be able to connect it. What I have done is an automation for accounts which are, which are the ones which can work for those things. Okay, so that is what I wanted to kind of cover as part of automations. I think now it has worked successfully. So I think it's all good. So Funny, over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dilip. Now, folks, I was going through the chat messages and I did see that some of you mentioned that this is going over your head and everything around it. And that is the warning that I gave you as we got started with this session itself, because of which we already have prepared a lot of resources that will help you go ahead and practice all of this in a do it along fashion. When you go ahead and open make.com on your own and practice it, that is when you will understand that this is actually easy to do without writing a single line of code, but there is some logic involved in it as well. Dilip, would you also want to like give them a glimpse of what are the different kinds of automations that people are building as of today inside of organizations? I think that will give everybody a good sense. But folks, quick check. Did you all get a sense of what is possible with AI automations? Yes, on the chat box, if you got a sense of what is possible with AI automations and how it is different from all of the other things that we have done so far in this particular mastermind. Wonderful. Good to know that. Good to know that. Perfect. Dilip,
Yeah, I'm just loading that one automation which I had seen earlier. So just give me a second.
yeah. And folks, I'm seeing a few messages or questions around why did we only choose make.com and not probably N8N? N8N is another platform that has become popular, very popular, in fact, quite lately. It is also a no code platform itself. But the reason why we decided to show you all make.com is because make.com is more of a visual automation builder, right? Like you could see the entire unlimited canvas that is available for us, and you could literally see all of these modules also getting built up on make.com, whereas this is what an N8N automation would look like, which will absolutely blow people's minds in case you're seeing it for the first time. For those of you who have enrolled into the accelerator program, N8N is what we will be going deep into. And I did see a few messages from people who have enrolled into the accelerator program around automations. You understood that this could get complex, and that is the reason why in the program we do a full day on automations itself. But Dilip, over to you to kind
So,
of explain
like
this
Funny
now.
said, right? Some people building automation. So these are the type of automations people build inside their organizations, which is like a complete multi-agent orchestration workflow, which will take multiple tasks that they delegate to the agents and make it work. So in the accelerator, you will learn how to build one such thing all through. And yeah, I think you will see you can build more and more of the things. And I know for some people it might feel overwhelming, but the idea was we don't want to hold ourselves back and say, okay, to keep it simple, I will show some vanilla automation. I wanted to complex automation and try to simplify it as much as possible. And what you saw was just like a way to do this automation end to end. Okay, so because this automation runs end to end in this particular manner, you will be actually build such automations. Like what I showed you is exactly how people build it in organizations, and it is not some fancy 200 300 module automations that people show in YouTube videos to scare you. It is exactly how it is. Like within 10, 15, 20 modules, you should be able to create a decent working automation all through. Again, as I said, the thing is, first should be clarity in your head. head to paper, paper to tool. Okay. If you don't follow this process and try to jump steps, experts can do that. Okay. Experts can do that. Even though I have got considerable experience there, I do not skip this step because I feel that I have personal experience that when I follow the steps, the amount of debugging I will do is very less. Today, you have seen, right, this automation that I have built. If I had done it in a very ad hoc manner, I would have done this session for 4 hours where I'm only doing debugging. Okay. But such a complex automation I was able to build in such short time just to show you the possibility of with the right logic, right framework, tool doesn't matter. That's all I wanted to demonstrate.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dilip. Folks, can we have a huge round of thanks for Dilip for taking his time out to show us automations in this particular session? Please provide the steps. If not the recording, I will take that very, very soon. It's a bit lengthy, but of course required. Absolutely, yes. But Dilip, I will take it forward from here. Thank you so much for joining us and helping everybody get that head start into AI automations.
Yes. Thanks, folks. Have a great day, all of you.
All right, all right, all right. So, folks, with this, we come to the end of the session on AI automations. And now, let me share my screen and also pause the chat. And now I want to congratulate all of you for coming to the final leg of the generative AI mastermind. Now, a lot of questions have been coming around the resources. A lot of questions have been coming around the certificates as well. And a lot of you, after attending the session on AI automations, kept messaging on the chat that I was reading that, hey, if you cannot provide the recordings of this, at least provide us the blueprints. And we will do that, right? But before we get into the graduation, before I go ahead and share what are all of the resources and bonuses that you would be getting, I want to congratulate all of you for sticking around for 16 hours. Started yesterday and we are ending it today. And all of you who are listening to me at this point of time have completed the mastermind end to end. Of course, there are a couple of bonus sessions that are happening tomorrow, but the official mastermind is for 16 hours and you have completed it and you are in the top 30% of the people who stuck around and completed this mastermind. And I told you all at the very beginning of this mastermind that not everybody will be able to complete it, even though they are promising to us and they're promising to themselves. And like I anticipated, a lot of people through yesterday and today dropped off. You didn't, so I congratulate you. And I would want all of you to drop in a heart to congratulate yourself and also all of the other people that you are completing this entire AI mastermind with. Love the hearts that are coming up. And there's one important thing that I want to do with all of you at this point of time. As all of you were attending this mastermind over yesterday and today, I'm sure a lot of you have all thanked all of your mentors. A lot of you personally reached out to me to shower your love. We absolutely took all of that and it only made us feel all the more better. But I want all of you to go ahead and use the chat box right now to thank each other as well. On the chat, drop in a thanks to everybody else who is on this call at this point of time, because all of us collectively spent 16 hours learning in this AI mastermind. And I also want all of you to extend the thanks to your family members and to your friends as well, who probably would have helped you at some point over yesterday and today. While you were focusing completely on the session, somebody would have come in to give you some water. Somebody would have come in to give you some food so that you could continue to focus on the sessions that you are attending. Go ahead and thank all of them. Probably right now on the chat, but later do take that time to share that thank you message with them in person as well. I'm loving, yes, we all won together. Love it, love it, love it. And now before we close out, I told you all that there are, as part of the graduation, I will be talking about a lot of bonuses that all of you will be getting access to. So it's time for that. It's time for all of us to understand what the next steps are. What should we be doing after this mastermind gets over? Because yes, we spent 16 intense hours learning, but all of this will not yield or give us the fruits that we really want if we do not continue to practice. And if we do not learn how to monetize these skills, then we are not reaching the end line. So these are the two things that we will be focusing on over the next 45 minutes from now, starting with all of the resources that you will be getting access to so that you can